Hello and welcome to Bio in Our Life. Today we are going to learn about the plasmids. Plasmids are found in the bacteria mainly. They are small compared to the host chromosomal DNA. Plasmids are basically circular double-stranded extra chromosomal DNA which can replicate independent of the host chromosomal DNA. In nature, plasmids provide bacteria a competitive advantage, giving the host an ability it did not have before. Let us look at a few examples of special abilities that the bacterial host acquire from the plasmids that it has. Antibiotic resistance. Plasmids which carry genes for resistance to antibiotics are called R plasmids. Bacterial hosts which contain such plasmids acquire the property of antibiotic resistance. When antibiotic is applied to such bacteria, they are not affected by it. Instead, they continue to survive and grow even in the presence of antibiotics. Certain plasmids contain genes which will protect the bacteria from harsh environmental conditions. Bacteria harboring such plasmids will be able to tide over harsh environmental conditions, whereas other bacteria which do not have such plasmids will not be able to survive. Col plasmid containing bacterial strain have an environmental advantage over the sensitive strain which do not contain the col plasmids. Col plasmids produce a protein called the colicin which kills the cells of the sensitive strain, while being non-toxic to the host cell which had produced it. Plasmids are of importance in the field of biotechnology since they are stable and easy to manipulate. Plasmids are used as vectors. Vectors are vehicles which will carry the gene of interest into the host bacterium. Following are the basic requirements for the plasmid to serve as a cloning vector. Origin of replication or ORI. Replication starts from this point. Selectable marker. Selectable marker helps us to select bacterial hosts which contain the recombinant vector over the hosts which contain the non-recombinant vectors. Usually, antibiotic resistant genes serve as selectable markers. Multiple cloning sites or MCS. They contain recognition sites for a wide range of restriction enzymes. Such restriction enzymes will be used to cleave the plasmid at specific points within the MCS in order to insert our gene of interest. Let us look at an example of a cloning vector construct. Represented in yellow over here is the origin of replication. Then we have the antibiotic resistance gene. This antibiotic resistance gene helps us to distinguish the cells which have taken up the vector from the cells which have not taken up any vector. Then we have the selectable marker region which helps us to distinguish the recombinant vector from the non-recombinant vector. The selectable marker region usually contains the MCS. Located upstream to the MCS is the promoter region. The selectable marker is usually an antibiotic resistance gene. When the restriction enzyme will cleave the selectable marker region, then the recombinant vector will lose its resistance to tetracycline antibiotic but will still be resistant to ampicillin. Let us see how the plasmid vector functions. Restriction enzymes will be used to cleave the plasmid vector at specific recognition sites located within the MCS. This will disrupt a selectable marker which is present within the plasmid. Thus, the vector will lose its tetracycline resistance ability. The same restriction enzyme will be used to cleave the gene of interest, generating complementary overhangs. The gene of interest will be then ligated into the plasmid vector. Cloning process is a versatile process. A wide variety of genes can be cloned into the plasmid vector. Then, the RNA pol II will bind to the promoter region located upstream of the gene of interest, thus transcribing the gene of interest, leading to the expression of the desired product. The recombinant vector containing the gene of interest is introduced into the host cell. Selectable markers, which are usually antibiotic resistance genes, are used to select only those host cells which have taken up the recombinant vector. Those host cells which have not taken up any plasmid will not be able to survive in a growth medium containing both ampicillin and tetracycline. Those host cells which have taken up the self-ligated vectors will be able to survive in an ampicillin and tetracycline containing growth medium. This is because the tetracycline gene remains intact in a self-ligated or empty vector. Hence, the host cell has the tetracycline as well as ampicillin resistance property. Whereas, those host cells which have taken up the recombinant vector will only be able to survive in the ampicillin containing medium and not the tetracycline containing medium. This is because the tetracycline gene will be disrupted by the insertion of the gene of interest. Hence, such host cells with the recombinant vector will not acquire the tetracycline resistance property and will not be able to survive in a medium containing tetracycline antibiotic. Thus, the host cell containing the recombinant vector with the gene of interest can be selected with the help of the selectable marker. Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share, comment and subscribe.